Card number 30 is this 2008-2009 Upper Deck SP Rookie Threads by the letter patch of Jermaine ONeill, numbered 5 out of 5. And yes, technically this is a Raptors card, but it's a Pacers card to me. I just have to ignore the team name in the top corner and that damage up there. They're one and the same. But as Jermaine's time as a Pacer neared to an end, he was proving to be injury prone. He had a lot of money left on his deal, and the Pacers were looking to get out. It was kind of a transition time for the franchise. Eventually, they traded him in the summer of 2008 for a package that included TJ Ford and the pick that would become Roy Hibbert, who's another name you'll see on the list here pretty soon as well. Now, this card kind of narrates that moment in Pacers history, and that's one of the things that I set out to do when I started a Pacers PC, so I guess it fits. Another thing I like about this card, I have a handful of letters from this era, but none of them are this gold alternate jersey, and the Pacers wore those from 1999 to 2005, so that means Upper Deck had just been holding on to this one for a while, and now it's one that I'm holding in my PC. So once again, that's card number 30. Number 29 is this 2009-2010 Topps Legendary Laundry Tag 1 of 1 of Nate Tiny Archibald. And somewhere along the line, Topps acquired what I believe to be a white Kansas City Kings jersey. And I'll flip it over here so you can see the back. It's actually Kansas City Omaha Kings because they started off splitting where they played their home games. It was kind of a regional franchise. Eventually, though, they became just the Kansas City Kings. And as you can see here, this is the entire sand knit tag from the uniform. And while I never saw Topps use any other prime pieces from this uniform, I think it's still a jersey and not shorts because it says a size 40, and that'd be a pretty big waist for someone with the nickname Tiny. So I think it's a jersey, and I've also seen a Celtics jersey that was size 40, but this is from an era when tag cards weren't as plentiful as they are now. And my thinking is the only reason we even got this set was because Topps was losing their license and they wanted to liquidate whatever nice relics they had left and sort of go out with a bang. And Upper Deck did the same thing. They did that with SP Game Used and Exquisite that year. And I was hoping Panini would follow suit. And it's still not too late. Who knows what's going to happen there. But back to this card. This one sat on eBay for a long time with a really high buy it now. And I made several unsuccessful offers. And eventually it showed up as a 10-day auction, which was brutal. As you guys know, that really messes with your head as those 10 days play out. However, it gave me a little time to get everything in order to make a serious run, and that's exactly what I did. There are a couple reasons why I really wanted this card, and a couple reasons why it's made its way onto my top 50 list. Number one, I've always loved this set and admired it from afar. I have a Brandon Rush in my Pacers collection, but I wanted an old-timer, and I passed on JoJo White several years ago, which I still regret. So when this one showed up, I wanted this one. And then number two, I needed a Nate Archibald Prime Relic for my 75th anniversary project because Nate doesn't have a lot to choose from, and the stuff that he's got really doesn't show up anymore. He's got a limited logos numbered to 50 that uses a Kings jersey. Then he's got some stuff in Exquisite and SP Game Used from 2009, but as far as I can tell, that's it. So it was very important to me that I secured this card, and as I alluded to earlier, that's also why it's ranked at card number 29. Card number 28 is this 1970-71 Topps Pete Maravich rookie, and it was almost hard to get it all in the shot here because these slabs that BVG uses for these 1970 tall cards is kind of like a riot shield. This slab is huge, but this is a very important card to me for a number of reasons. Number one, Pete's story is just such an interesting NBA story. Really like watching any clips of him that I can. So he's an important figure in NBA history. In addition to that, I had been looking for a Maravich rookie at the 2019 National, and I found a really beat-up copy for a great price. I think it even had several staples in it, so it was super cheap. But the more I got looking at it, I kind of had doubts about it, and I went up to one of my friends there named Kirk, and I said, hey, what's your opinion on this Maravich rookie? And we really weren't able to come up with a consensus. Well, he showed up later with this copy here and said, here, I've got something for you. And he presented it to me as a gift, which is just an incredible gesture. And, I tried to pay for it. And he said, no, someone owed me, and they had this card, and we worked something out. So not only was it a card that I was seeking out, but Just an incredible gesture in the process. So that, among other things, is why I like this card so much. And this is card number 28 on my list. Card 27 is this 2012-2013 Panini Absolute Memorabilia, every player, every game, 1/1 tag of Roy Hibbert. And I've actually got a couple of Hibbert tags here. I pulled this immaculate one so you could see it as well. I probably could have included them both on the list, but I decided, you know what, I'm just going to pick one. And I went with the Absolute tag because we just don't see sets like this anymore. Earlier in the countdown, I showed off a TJ Warren every player card that features the Nike iteration of that every player tag, but it doesn't quite look the same. I feel like the Adidas jerseys gave us a lot more to work with when it came to tags and patches. And on top of that, the Absolute card here uses the every player motto as the theme of the set, as you can see here at the bottom with that foil. Now, there was someone on Blowout that had accumulated a lot of these over the years, but eventually they decided to start moving them. So I'm very thankful for that, and I took full advantage of it. I ended up with Roy Hibbert, and then also this David West here. And those were two of the first BGS slabs I cracked, and trust me, it wasn't pretty, but I found that otherwise these cards, you know, if they're slabbed, they're just hard to photograph. And I hate having a good piece of memorabilia trapped in plastic like that. So they had to be freed. And I'm always looking for more Pacers Jumbo tags. I like this one a lot, and that's why it's number 27 on my list. Number 26 is this 2005-2006 Topps Chrome Gold Refractor, Rookie Refractor of Danny Granger. And even though I have great memories of opening 2005 Chrome, this was definitely not my favorite design by any stretch. It's one of my least favorite designs. For the Pacers, they used a lot of red. Then they had the stars on here, and my theory is that they were kind of signifying that they were integrating stars into the 2005 Topps product, like Jay-Z and Jenny McCarthy. And I did a whole episode on that. You can refer to that if you'd like. But anyway, I ended up purchasing this card before I was really gung-ho over golds, despite my hesitations. Like I mentioned, I wasn't a big fan of the design. I also, you'll notice here, maybe you'll notice if I put it in the light the right way, that there are some scratches on here and there are some scuffs. And there are 99 copies of this card, so I could have gone out and chosen another copy, maybe one where the centering's a little better, even though that's pretty good. But there was something that kept drawing me back into this particular copy. I'll flip it over here so that you can see. This is card number 33 out of 99, which was, in fact, Danny Granger's jersey number. So you'll laugh when you hear the price that I was debating about over the longest time. It was a $30 card, but at one point that was a lot of money for a Danny Granger Gold Refractor. So I paid $30 for this card. And, you know, Danny ended up bridging the gap from the 2000s era Pacers to the Paul George era. So even though he might not have his name in the record books, he was a pretty important figure in Pacers history. I know his number will never be retired or anything like that, but he played a really important role in the history of the franchise. So when you combine that with the fact that it is number to his jersey number, it is his rookie, I see this as a pretty significant Pacers card. So that is why this is number 26 on my countdown.